welcome to MimiQA episode 8. Ooh, why 8? Why not 7? Well, we had a little mini 7. We had a mini me 7. So we had MimiQA. I don't know how that's supposed to work. But we had the little one doing cat pictures the other day, so that became a bonus episode. So we're jumping straight to episode 8, still live from the car. Oh my goodness, it is getting dark. I've got extra layers on this morning. I've got a thick jumper, obviously a t-shirt underneath. I've got my MimiQ t-shirt. I've got my MimiQ hoodie on. I've got my Costco special flannel thick jacket thing. But you know what? It's actually not that cold this morning. So I'm going to be really, really hot during this recording, but that's absolutely fine. So, what has happened this week in the world of MimiQA? Pokemon, obviously, my views don't reflect the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Nintendo, all of that sort of good stuff. However, in the world of Pokemon this week, who's got the latest game? So, they did the pre release for the Switch 2, they included Z2A. I mean, you've got to call it Z2A. We were thinking originally, weren't we, when this thing came out, was ZA? What on earth is that? I think it's like a league system. Who's playing it? Who's playing it? Who's doing Pokemon related stuff? I don't know. Anybody? Hi, everybody. Welcome. And as ever, as well as the TikTok recording for the podcast MimiQA, so you can hunt that down. You can search for it. MimiQA, the same spelling as what you've got in this lovely TikTok. Come say hello. I've already got a few listeners, but it's fine. So come say hello for MimiQA. Come ask me kind of any questions. Come do, I don't know, Pokemon related things. Come do whatever you want, really. This time in the morning, just tell me how you are. Just say, hey, I'm doing a thing, and then we can just come chat for a bit. And the people in the podcast world, wherever you get your podcasts, be it on, you know what, I'm not even going to mention the brands, just wherever you get your podcasts. It's ended up everywhere for some reason, but it is out there. But yeah, I'm sat in the car as usual. I've got a little light on here, so great. So at least you can kind of see my face. What doesn't help is there's a really bright street light now, which is starting to annoy me every week. And the really bright lights are from cars that drive past. But yes, I am in the queue for another Tynemouth Market. So if you are near here, come down Tynemouth Market on a Sunday, and we'll go through some Pokemon cards. I've got some bulk stuff, which is great. I've got some new stuff. Got lots of megas. We've got Phantasmal Flames dropping in like a week or two. Absolutely brilliant. Loads of stuff going on. But yeah, this week in the news of MimiQA. So we had the MimiQA. So we had the mini MimiQ person. I can't say the name. You're not supposed to give your 8-year-old daughter's name out onto the internet. It may have slipped a couple of times in the TikTok live stream, but she's doing little cat pictures. So there's a couple of people on TikTok who will just spend the time drawing cat pictures, and someone says, "I want to be such and such a cat," and yeah, she's like a proper good little artist. I mean, sometimes she'll rush, and if you do watch the podcast, well, I said the TikTok, but listen to it on the podcast. She does rush. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to calm her down. I'm trying to say, don't rush your pictures. I'm trying to build on it. But as an 8-year-old, I spoke to her after the podcast, and she said, "Oh, but there was just like loads of people asking for stuff, and she just so wanted to keep everybody happy. She was rushing her drawings. Like, look, let me deal with reading out what's in the chat. That's absolutely fine. You just deal with the drawings, little one." But morning, how are you all? Are you having a good time this morning? Probably not. You probably just woke up, or you've been up all night. Maybe just tell me what's going on. What is going on in your world today? But for me, yes, I've just finished pricing some new cards. I've got no idea. I've always got no idea what people are going to buy before coming down to it. All I do is just price my stuff. That is all I do. I just price the stuff, and then I push it out there, and people buy it. I always try and do card market, well, lowish on sort of card market, so medium to low. People love it. People love it. People love mystery packs. I try to keep them fun. I do a few mystery packs on behalf of a few other people as well. I try to keep it fun, but I just love selling the card singles. It's great. And I love the 30 for a pound, the shinies 5 for a pound. It's just jump in the bargain boxes and get all that good stuff. So yeah, another week. I've heard the rumor of Time Off Market having bad phone signal again yesterday. I mean, it seems okay for me streaming this morning on my usual, can't say the brand, but on my usual telephone provider of cell and internet and data and such. And yeah, they seem to be okay this morning. But yeah, it really does struggle down Time Off Market. I don't know what's going on. Phone companies, sort out your networks. Ah, but yes, and I'm still shook up from the latest pulls of Mega Evolution. So I managed to get the Gold Gardevoir. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. So I did manage to get the Gold Gardevoir card. We've got cards that have gone away for grading. So we've got the SIR Gardevoir. That's gone away for grading. We've got the Mega Venusaur SIR. That's gone away for grading. I've got a few others still in a folder, so they haven't gone for grading. So we'll see how their values do over the next sort of few months, maybe. I think they hit a high, don't they? And then they kind of drew a drop, and then for some unknown reason, someone finds something cool about a card, and then they go through the roof for 3-4 times what they were at their first high. So yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you, Margaret. It's all so fun. So yeah, we got some really, 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 really good stuff. But then Mini Mimi, as they are being called now, Mini Mimi managed to pull the Lucario Gold from Mega Evolutions, and it's nice, when kids actually get to enjoy a card. It's nice, but yeah, Mini Mimi opened a pack after opening several other packs and not really getting anything, and they look really dead upset, and I'm so soft. I essentially said to them, "Don't worry, you can you can keep whatever's in these packs," and then she pulled the gold Lucario. Yeah, yeah, she went and did it. So those pictures are out there. So if you do see the gold Lucario, as much as I'm sending the pictures out, it belongs to Mini Mimi, and there's nothing I can do with that card now. It's theirs till the dawn of time. So, wow, till the end of time. So, yeah. So, did someone's come on here saying foot cam? No idea. You know what? Normally, I get loads of positivity on this cast in this time in the morning. So, thank you very much. Welcome, 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 welcome. Why is it still dark? Why is it not? Why is it not winter over and then we get summer again and we get nice bright mornings? It's gonna be. At least it's not chilly. It's damp. Oh, which is sometimes worse. It goes straight through you when it's damp, right? But if you're waking up this morning, good morning, good morning. Here's a guy in a Pokemon hat for you this morning to recording a podcast, holding a little mic here, chatting to the random people on TikTok whilst recording into podcast land. Ah, yes, the podcast. So we're on episode 8. There will be a sneaky episode 7, so it'll pop in there at the same time. So the Mini Mimi drawing episode, which probably doesn't work very well in podcast world, it will be out there. It will be available. It will document it. She's gonna see this probably in 10 years' time, and it'll be really, really fun to see her reaction. So when I'm kind of in my 50s and she's in her kind of 18s, yeah, that'll be really, really, really cool. Wow. So good morning. Who do we have this morning? We've got Dazzling Doe. We've got some user with lots of things there. We've got Barbs. Welcome, welcome, Barbs. Welcome, Sarah. Where's it? Welcome, Dazzling Doe. Welcome, Jordo. You get some really cool names here, don't you? Yeah. I do. I do like the world of TikTok, and since I've been doing these recordings, I've been I've been browsing TikTok a bit more, and maybe this podcast series has become more about me exploring TikTok, exploring ways of getting social media stuff out there. I don't know, but it's kind of become it's kind of become a bit of an adventure. I mean, we've already talked about on previous podcasts about other people coming on and sort of begging for likes and gifts and so on, and then you've got the people where you join the stream, and then they'll say people's names. So we've had who's there. So we had somebody called Endurophiles. So they would just chant Endurophiles or Kramer. You're there. They would go Kramer, Kramer, Kramer. I don't get it. And then we've talked about on the podcast the people who do weird things where you send likes and they punch bags, and then you've got people who where if you send likes and gifts, little spears cut a bag full of fish food and feed fish, and then you've got I don't know, there was a strange one with chickens, but you know, so we'll brush past all that. But that adventure has got to the point now where I'm actually starting to enjoy following and liking other people on TikTok. So I think we've talked in previous episodes about the guy who does like a hat. It's the sorting hat from Harry Potter. So funny, so good. I kind of seen a few other a few, maybe so like puppets, right? I don't know, but there's a few of them with like puppets and they talk and they do stuff, and that's all great. And I seen one the other day. It was a lady in, you know, I'm in a you know somewhere in Asia. I'm going to assume it sounded like she was speaking a form of simplified Chinese or traditional Chinese. I don't know. And yeah, she was just selling corn, and she was just talking to random people that walked past. It was so surreal. But it was a kind of a view of a real life in another country. I guess that's the point which I was trying to get to. It was it was the real life view of other people around the world. And I think social media is sort of bringing us together, oddly. And you know what? I love it. I love social media. I love that sort of stuff. But there's a lovely uh, show. I don't know if I can say its name properly. It starts with an S and then it's married and annoyed. I'm probably not allowed because this is a family friendly recording, so I've got to be very careful about words I use. But S married and annoyed, Chris and Rosie Ramsey, a brilliant podcast. Honestly, jump on that podcast if you ever get a chance. Brilliant podcast, and they in some of the latest episodes they're talking about the strange things online and what people sell. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, so maybe it gets a bit too extreme. There's some very extreme things online. But that recent stuff with the mini Mimi was actually really fun. So thank you so much for those who like and follow and like seeing you know my child do the pictures of the cats. Oh, but there were some brilliant ones. Oh, a bat cat impersonation was brilliant. Uh, she she goes a burger, but when a little 8-year-old girl does it, it's so funny. She goes a burger. Oh my goodness! But it just sounds brilliant. It was just so great. It was just so funny and so surreal. And then she drew these like little ninja cats, and she was doing ninja cats climbing a tall cat. And then there's always like an air balloon cat. People always want an air balloon cat, so people were wanting those. And the vampire cats that were hanging upside down on the top of the paper, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, so join us for another one of those shows. I'm going to space them out a bit. I don't want to overwhelm her. You know, let me know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I don't want to overwhelm an 8-year-old with social media. So, you know, exposing the social media is one thing, but you know, we're gotta ease it in. But she was getting dead excited that she's now doing influency sort of things, influency sort of things online. So, you know, she was enjoying it, and I think it's been really good. I've got some nice drawing pens, and it's just a really nice, positive, fulfilling experience. So, if you do get the opportunity to do something similar like that, then yeah, go and do it. Other news this week, kind of not Pokemon related news. Uh, for those of you who possibly have children out there and take them to sporting clubs on weekends, I'm just going to use a section of this TikTok and a section of this particular podcast to vent. Okay, I'm gonna. I usually don't. I usually don't. We've got to try and maintain the positivity in this stream. However, clubs that exploit children for their for their parents' money. Ah, honestly. So yeah, our daughter does gymnastics. I'm not going to name the place. I'm not going to name and shame, but they do these things called levels every week, and it really does feel like sometimes they go up one or two levels, and you've got to buy the certificates. And then some weeks it's like they make it impossible for the poor little things to sort of do the various different stuff. And then they'll do gymnastics then for a number of other weeks within a quarter, and it's just play, and the kids have a great time. It's really really fun. It's quite expensive, you wanting them to do gymnastics, and it's quite expensive play. And then when they come to do the levels, like once again, they've never done that thing before that you're wanting them to perform and then grade them on. They've never done that before. And it got to the end of this particular one. We were already probably out. I think there's trampolining, there's swimming, there's all sorts of great things around where we are that she can go off and do. And yeah, she's just like, I don't want to do gymnastics anymore. And we're like, okay, you know what? That's absolutely fine. But when it came to the end of gymnastics, it was the last grading day anyway, and she thought she did really well, but she didn't have a sheet of paper saying she'd passed the level. It's only level 6 out of the 10, so it's nothing massive. And she thought she'd passed loads of stuff, and last week she didn't really pass. And we spoke to the lady who did the gymnastics, and we said, oh, we thought, she thinks she passed. She did all this stuff, and she felt like she's passed all the various different requirements. And the lady of the gymnastics was like, "Oh, sorry, too busy. We got another class on now." I was like, "Oh, you just got the bit of paper there. Can you just show us that little bit of paper?" "Oh, no, you'd have to send an email." And we're like, "You know what? We're out." so so the daughter that was sort of on the fence, she was absolutely out at that point. So, yeah, it's just an absolute shame. They just seem to exploit parents for the money. But that's me venting. That's me venting. I don't want to spend I don't want to spend the entire podcast venting. Morning, morning. Welcome, welcome. Let's turn to the crowds. So morning, Tracy. Morning, Mark. Morning, Kaza. Morning, Hazel. Oh, there's loads of people jumping in and out. So it's like my heart this morning. I've also got to remember to keep showing off my badge this morning. So I've got a MimiQ badge. You probably can't see it in the really sort of dull light this morning, but I'm here for another time off market. Oh, the queues. This queue this morning is usually a really depressing thing, but I turn to you people and social media to entertain to entertain me, to, to form some sort of entertaining bond between ourselves. So I hope you're doing really really good. So just let me know for those who are joining. So morning Gabby, morning T. Those who are joining, tell me what's going on in your day. If you've got anything fun planned, interact. Send me some questions. It's probably too early in the morning, right? I think this time in the morning is usually quite it's usually quite a somber experience. Sometimes you're death scrolling. And clearly that's what's happening now. There's people always jumping in and out of here. They're sort of picking up their TikToks going, who's this weird guy with a MimiQ hat? Just sort of nattering to himself to, in a car sat outside Time Off Market. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But in other news, we have a Phantasmal Flames pre-release event at Smith's Toys. So yes, am I going to do a TikTok recording? Maybe from the queue, from the queue. Oh, I've never done it before. I've never camped outside a toy shop waiting for a release of a product before. Have you guys ever done it? Have you guys ever done it? So like 6 in the morning or whatever time. So yeah, 6 in the morning. I can't wait for that. So imagine this time on a Saturday next week. It's going to be 6 o'clock onwards, and we're going to be sat there in front of a Smith's Toys, thinking, "What are we doing with our lives?" At that time in the morning. But yes, so that will be next week. So for all of you who are going to be doing similar to me and a few of my sort of Pokemon collector friends, and you're going to be sat outside of Smith's Toys waiting to get a chance at a Phantasmal Flames box. I think it's the UPC, so it's got the Oricorio special Kanda art card. You've got the lovely Mega Charizard, the mat, and all the packs that come with it, and all that sort of good stuff. So it's gonna be a really good box set. Is it worth though being there at 6 o'clock in the morning for a half 8 opening at Smith's Toys, probably not. It's probably not worth it. But I imagine there's going to be people camping out all night with tents. So, I'm not gonna judge too harshly. But yes, good morning, morning, morning. Who we got just joined? We've got Aaron 10, Minecraft Fun, LS, we've got Gabby Pickering still, got Patricia. I got users with loads of numbers. I mean, guys, users will just give yourself a name. Oliver, Tori, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, just an awkward moment. Me sitting here in MimiQ hat, MimiQ jumper, on a TikTok live recording a podcast. But morning, morning, morning. Oh, hello, Chrissy. How are you this morning? I hope you are well. Part of it, I see the Mim fan club badge. Morning. It's not me with a child this morning drawing cats, I'm afraid, though. It's just me in my usual podcast recording time before I go into time off market. And we're at 20 minutes in. You know what? I've priced some cards this morning. The card market for Pokemon cards is a bit up and down, but over the last 24 hours, I've managed to list loads of One Piece cards, Star Wars cards, Magic the Gathering cards. I've got all sorts of cards listed, even more Pokemon cards. My card market account is exploding with hundreds of cards. It's so hard to keep on top of. I've got to have like a folder and a an ETB, so one of those Elite Trainer box things, full of cards, sort of sectioned off for here's all my card market cards because there's so much, there's so many, so many. Uh, but in other news, I also got a plushie, so I went down to Northumbrian Tin Soldier, and they've got Pokemon plushies in. So if you are local and you do get down to Northumbrian Tin Soldier, check out their plushies. I grabbed what looked like their only Mimikyu plushie. So it was like, it was sort of like face size, if that's how you judge sizes. It was sort of usual sort of size. It was I don't even want to guess inches. I mean, I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere, but I don't want to guess the inches. But yes, they've got the plushies, and I managed to grab a Mimikyu one. It's the first plushie I bought of a Mimikyu. I've had things knitted for me. I've had the Mimikyus done by the Mimar, which are complete off colors. But it's a Mimikyu. It's great. It's great. You've got to appreciate the effort that's gone into it. So I absolutely do. But yeah, it's my first plushie. I don't. Yeah, I would never thought at this age I'd be buying plushies. But that yeah. But I was with my little one, and they managed to get a Zorro plushie as well. So it's really really cool, and that's probably their favorite Pokemon for the week. So oh, here we go. So we got Minecraft for Minecraft says I got a VTG Pokemon binder with die cut Lavia and Whalmer. Wow, cool, cool, cool. That's really, really cool. Nice. I mean, oh, actually, you're talking about like the die cast and the little models and so on. Have you seen they've just done the Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon and Espeon figurine box? So they've got the sleeves for Umbreon and Espeon. They've got I think there's 11 packs, even though you can only see 10. So there's an 11th one hidden away somewhere inside the box. But they've got an Umbreon and Espeon little figurine inside the box itself. So it's inside the box and it looks beautiful. They've got the badge with the Umbreon and Espeon, and it's about 90 odd quid retail or whatever it is. But I managed to get one of those, and I'm gonna keep it. There's not much that I keep sealed, and I try to rip open stuff quite a lot, but I've kept that one sealed. I think out of all of the prismatic evolution stuff that I've ripped, thankfully I've managed to get things like the Umbreon SIR. I've got the Umbreon SAR, the Espeon, the Flareon, Jolteon. I think I've got the Vaporeon. So I've got a vast majority, and over time I might get the rest. But thankfully, I managed to get the big ones in that particular set. But I think I'm done. I'm done with Prismatic. I think, and I imagine a lot of people who may have not even started are done with the price and the hype and the God packs. Sick of the God packs. Sick of the demigod packs. I wish they'd just spread these things out for the amount of God packs that you see open. I wish, like, for every God pack, there could be an extra 20, 30 more hits or whatever is in the God pack. It feels like all these streamers are getting God packs. That's weird, right? Yes, but yes. You've only opened, so Minecraft said only opened one pack. Yeah, I've opened. I don't even want to count how many hundreds of the set I've opened. I reckon I'm not quids in with that set. Luckily, I do this as a hobby, but at the same time, I should start probably counting. But yeah, we do this as a hobby, unfortunately, because it's. I don't think you can ever live off this. If it ever became something that I lived off, I don't know if it would be fun anymore. But we shall see. We shall see. Depends on how the day job goes. Who knows? I might end up doing this full time. But yeah, but Prismatic. I don't know. I'm kind of done with it. It feels like it was there. This is the year of the Eevee. You know, it just feels like it's being a bit of a mess. End to Scarlet and Violet. So we had, Black and White was the end of Scarlet and Violet, and it just feels like it's like, meh, it's finished. I mean, there's the Moltres box, which is coming out soon, so that's quite cool. And actually, you've just made a good point there, Minecraft Fun. So you said it's so hard to get, yes, and because it's only because I do this. I do the markets and I do the giant rips, and I've got people who want to support what I do. It's makes it easier, so I can open up way more than what most people can. But it's because I'm trying to sell it at the same time. So I'm opening it, ripping it, selling it. Great. Trying to doing this long before the hype. And yeah, it's good fun. You get a bunch of products, you kind of open it up en masse, and you think to yourself, can I turn a profit? Uh, you never. There are no profits in Pokemon. I mean, I guess that is the very first rule. There are no profits in Pokemon. So people joining for investments, yeah, welcome, welcome to the world of Pokemon. Have fun on your way out. Yeah. I was laughing the other day. We had was it the Wall Street Times or whatever the Wall Street Journal is, whatever that paper is, and it was advertising. Don't invest in gold anymore, in stocks and shares. Invest in Pokemon. Invest in Pokemon. And yeah, nice one. I mean, yeah, come and invest in Pokemon, but you're not going to make any money. And people who say they're making money in Pokemon, they're not really making money in Pokemon. I think they're lying to themselves. But yeah, if you do it just for the investment, is it really fun? I don't know. But it's good to open some stuff. But Phantasmal Flames, we've got loads of that to open. There's going to be at least 12 plus booster boxes I'll do live on stream. So yeah, that'll be fun in a couple of weeks. We'll probably do an unboxing video for the Phantasmal Flames, UPC, SPC, whatever they're calling it. So we'll do one of those. Yeah, I like to keep one sealed as well, or if not two. So if I if I get down to Smith's Toys at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I manage to get in for 8 and get a pre-release, then I might have another one. Um, yes, exactly. The VTG on money nowadays. Who's the VTG? Who's VTG? I mean, maybe I'm too old. I don't. Maybe I'm too old for acronyms, Minecraft. And vintage. Oh, sorry. You know what? I have yes. No, I feel silly now. VTG. Of course, it's vintage and it's nothing else. Not that it looks like anything else. So no. You are right. Vintage is where the big money is, and you know what it is. I think it's because not much of it really survived. I mean, yeah, you see people opening packs all the time, right? But compared to these days, I don't think there's that many packs that are out there. I know they printed them to high heaven, but nothing like today. And people who did open them played with them, so they're all lightly played. They're all in various conditions. So there are some beautiful cards out there which were just absolutely ruined because we're kids, right? So you've got a Venusaur from base set. Oh wow! So it lightly played. Yeah, it was like 34.99. Yeah, you know what? It is a lovely set, and it's quite a nice set to have in things like plaids and lightly plaids. I do have. Oh, it's hidden away in my bag, but I do have a lot of the older cards from sort of maybe a decade ago, maybe not the 2 decades ago, but from like a decade ago. I do have just shoved in my bag. I got them as part of a bulk lot, and there were some loads of lovely cards in there. Some strange, unusual cards from generations of Pokemon gone by. So I've got to look through those today and give them a good price. But commons of like a Charmander being worth like a £5 to £6, or even a tenner. It's just absolutely amazing. Um, yes, yes. So welcome. I've got loads of stuff to do for the setting up later. I think every week where I come here, I always I always dread setting up. I always dread the wait. I think as much as there's a load of great excitement to coming down to a market and setting up. I've got 4 tables. You put them out. I've got a car here full of stuff. I've got a big car that I saw lend from the Mima. It's got full of big stuff, big Pokemon machine. And I'm thinking every week, oh, people are going to show up. And you know what? People do. And we have a really great time. We have a really great time every week. But I always dread it. I always dread setting up. It's just so much effort. But literally from the point where, you know, half an hour before people are even allowed in, there are people at my stall just wanting cards. So it is lovely, lovely, lovely. But back to your thing there, Minecraft. You got a Venusaur from base set. I don't have any more base set cards really as part of my collection. So when I decided to collect and kind of recollect, sort of, only a few years ago, I I I decided to pick the Mimikyu. Right? It's one of the later generations, and I was thinking it was going to be a Pokemon that wasn't necessarily. It's quirky, not really popular. The cards, the cards themselves were I'm sure going to be dead cheap. Oh, I was so wrong. You know what? I picked a Pokemon that was so popular. It's probably one of the more popular Pokemons in recent time. Is the Mimikyu. However, so I've got a Mimikyu set. Great, but from the vintage stuff, I do like the rocket sets. I do. You know what? If I ever came into a lot of money, I'd be looking for the Team Rocket stuff. I think the Dark Charizard probably has to be one of my favorite cards. It absolutely has to. Uh, morning, clap my cow. Oh, we've definitely seen you before. You are definitely a returning person. So good morning. I hope you Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, they're saying congrats on the podcast. You know what? We've got half an hour into episode 8 recording. I've got it. We've got 6 which are uploaded right now. 7 is a kind of a weird bonus episode where I decided to do drawing of cats with my daughter. So obviously you're just listening in on a podcast and it's just there for the banter. But the TikTok recordings are really fun. The TikTok recordings are kind of what really make this. And I love people who come and support on the podcast. The podcast is out there globally. I had someone from Turkey tune in the other day, someone from Japan, someone from America. Yeah, all over the place. So MimiQA, MimiQA, just listen to it. It's great. I've had people who come to the stall, the market stall, and they say, "Oh, I listened to your podcast." I was like, "Oh, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing." But it's really great. It's really great. And they said, "You know what? We listened to it during the week." So for all of those who are listening to this, who are working, keep working hard. Keep 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 that grind going. Keep that grind going. Work is fun. You are working for the better, for the greater good. and this and this now voice effect I'm gonna do now I'm gonna get the microphone and do something weird for the greater good. Oh yes, and you get the cuffs and all. But yeah, it's for the greater good. Yes, be part of that social machine. Be be part of the man. Yeah. So you could be here on a Sunday or a whatever day of the week is you're listening on, and you could be enjoying Pokemon cards, yeah, instead of sat there in your office. I'm just put off a whole swathe of fans, but yeah, no, it's really really good. It's really really fun. So yeah, no, so thank you so much. In fact, it was you guys on TikTok who inspired me to do this. It was I do forget the exact person. I've got a screenshot somewhere saying do a podcast, and I was like, you know what, fine, I'll take up that challenge. I will absolutely take it. Now we're on episode 8. Wow, just wow. Lucky number 8. So number 8 actually plays a big part in my life. And I mean, I've already mentioned my daughter being 8. You know, it's a, and I have other children. You know, and they went through obviously the number 8, and they survived, thankfully. But number 8, and I'm not going to tell you what house number I am. You can probably figure it out, but it has an 8 in it. It does really play kind of a really weird, numbers play a really weird part in your life, and number 8 absolutely has. And so this is nice, a special, a lucky 8. And there is a massive association, isn't there, with the number 8? So I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys have got lucky numbers. Do you guys have lucky numbers? Have you got numbers that keep appearing in your life? Tell me. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's been absolutely great. So going back, turning back time, going back to Pokemon, vintage Pokemon. The Team Rocket set is absolutely amazing when I look back at it. There was just something, I don't know what it was. There's just this nostalgia thing that just jumps out and grabs you. And it's probably not just me. And it's probably not just that set, right? So you will all have, in your own experience, you will all have a particular card. You will all have a particular set that you look back and think, that was my nostalgia. That was my time as a child, as a teen, as a whatever you were, opening your first pack, enjoying the crinkle of the packet, not knowing what card you were going to get. And you would have flicked through, and there would have been such an amazing card. It could have been the most, you know, it could have been the cheapest card. It could have been the most expensive card. It could have been anything. But that one card would have been the card that got you hooked. And for me, it's definitely back then was the chase for the Dark Charizard. Now, whether I had one or not, I've got vague recollections of having something. Okay, but I mean, my memory's so bad. But I didn't have it forever. It would have disappeared. I don't know where it ended up. But now I would love to have the complete Team Rocket set. It doesn't have to be first edition. Absolutely doesn't have to be. It doesn't even have to be in good condition, let alone first edition. And in my time doing this stuff with the market stalls, I've never took the opportunity to put the cards to one side. So I think maybe now is the time where I need to put Team Rocket cards to one side. Maybe now is the time where I'm going through my bulk and picking up some random cards here and there. Maybe I need to put the cards to one side. Maybe this is the revelation I need, and this is the inspiration I need to go back to collecting Team Rocket in vintage. Oh goodness, not another hook. So I've got some beautiful cards, and my current mission, which is going to take me probably a lifetime, is to get a pretty version of the Pokedex. As someone called it, the Professor Oak's challenge the other day, which is a very long way of saying you're doing the Pokedex. But the Professor Oak's challenge to catch them all, to get out, originally 151, and then walk through the various different generations. So yeah, I've got a pretty good start on a very, very pretty version of a Pokedex, with the various different cards I've got. So it's great. Do I do it? Do I carry on? I don't know. Or do I take the cards that I have and convert them into vintage Team Rockets, vintage whatever, and do a vintage, you know, maybe go for the early editions of every single Pokemon. Maybe that's a way to do the Professor Oak's challenge. But I've got some really nice cards. I've got Bubble Mew. I've got the Umbreon from Prismatic. I've got loads of the evolutions from Prismatic. Got some wonderful cards. Got loads of lovely Team Rocket SIRs. Got Mega SIRs. Got Mega Gold cards. Oh, I could just convert them into a set, couldn't I? I could just convert them into whatever set I want. I guess vintage. But as I play with my phone there. But okay. So that was a deep dive, a dark dive into the thoughts of what am I going to do. Oh, I'm just being blinded there by a car with a really bright headlight. Oh, these things happen, don't they? When you're absolutely here. And sometimes the car position with this bright light outside, it casts. I get a big shadow cast, and I don't think my little light here is bright enough. Unfortunately, I think my poor little little ring light here is really struggling keeping me kind of lit. But at least it does an okay job, right? You know, at least it's a light. At least I'm kind of bright. I'm not just sat there in the pitch black trying to do a TikTok. I mean, the people in podcast world uh, aren't gonna know. So for you people listening out there on Apple podcasts and where else do you get them? Audible. I'm trying to think where else the podcast goes. I've got it going to like several different places. So absolutely, you know, if you want to listen to my podcast and my random ramblings, including this particular one for episode 8, yeah, just search for MimiQA, MimiQA. You know, it's great. It's great. I've got dozens of people globally listening to the podcast. Oh, but it's been great. It's been a proper little adventure. So morning, we're coming up to 7 o'clock in the morning on a lovely Sunday. I'm outside Tynemouth Market in the damp, it seems, but got a lovely glass roof at Tynemouth Market. So come down. If it does rain, you'll stay nice and dry. It's lovely. You get lovely warm food. You get lovely warm receptions when you're coming to find Pokemon. Not just my stall that does Pokemon cards. There's loads of stalls. So if you want to get down and get some Pokemon, come to I forget my words out. That's how bad it is this morning. Come to Tynemouth Market. Okay, advert section over with. So yes, welcome. So we've got them Muddy, we've got Clap My Cow again, we've got Ross Cleary, we've got Delee, 123 Delee. How do you choose your names? Me, MimikyuMark, it kind of makes sense, right? I needed to come up with a name for Pokemon, and I did a thing. But Clap My Macau, and how did you come up with that name? I mean, it's great, but it must have a backstory. It must absolutely have a backstory. It has to have a backstory. But yes, oh, it's so great this morning. I mean, you know what? I do miss the summer though. I think once you hit the autumn and the leaves start falling, you're like, wow, I should have been back on the beach. I should have been back on the beach. I wish. Welcome, Captain Ian 12. Morning. I always try and click hi as well. I don't know, for those of you who use TikTok and do TikTok lives, people pop up and you get like a wave thing that pops up. And maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm an old fuddy duddy trying to learn how to use TikTok. But sometimes when I'm looking through messages, TikTok's telling me I can say hi to people. I take that opportunity, and then people go, "Yeah, hi. Why are you waving at me?" It's like when TikTok told me to. TikTok said I could say hi, so I just click the button. So yeah, so I do apologize if you do get a random wave from me from time to time, because TikTok told me to. So yeah, why did you do it? TikTok told me to. Well, good morning. So we're probably coming to the end of this particular podcast. I don't always want to make them an hour long. I really don't, but they just end up being an hour long. Oh, welcome, Oak. Are you Professor Oak? Are you the Oak? Maybe, maybe not. So what we got coming up over the next few weeks? At some point, we've got the next pre-release for Mega Evolution's Phantasmal Flames. So we've got that pre-release coming up. We've got the actual game event. I'm really excited to have another sort of play. I'm really excited for the chase for the Charizard. So we'd love to get at least one Charizard card with all of the boxes be open. But you know, it is a big hunt for it, so you never really know. And what else do we have? We have, I've already talked about the Smith's Toys pre-release for some of the UPCs for that particular one. I think we're going into obviously the end of the year, so we've got loads of fun markets coming up where people are trying to get all of their stuff ready for Christmas. Everyone will be coming to me saying, "Mark, can you make me a Christmas box?" And I'll be like, okay, yeah." And then we've got next year's oh game. So we got the 30th anniversary coming up in February. I mean, that is closing on us fast. It feels like every podcast I'm talking about it, and we're like 2 months now from when I started doing podcasts. So yeah, the 30th anniversary. Wow, in the next game. So we've got Z2A. My daughter is going to open a Christmas present, and she's going to have a pre-uploaded version of that on the sorry, pre-downloaded, I should say, version of that on her console. So that'll be fun. And then that's going to lead us into whatever the game is next year. And it's is it Pokemon Islands and Skies? I Water and Land. I don't know. It's whatever the name of the next is. It Winds and Waves? Winds and Waves. I think that one sounds interesting. But whatever the Pokemon game is next year, it's going to be great. It looks like there's going to be some sort of MMO Pokemon coming out soon. Wow, they're bright lights. As I just stopped the podcast there to kind of go, someone blinded me. Yeah, so we got Pokemon Winds and Waves. Is it Winds and Waves? I'm pretty sure it's Winds and Waves. Winds and Skies, Winds and Waves, Grounds and yeah, whatever. But then there's gonna be the big MMO, and I so hope it's gonna be an MMO the next game. It's gonna be more open worldy type stuff. That would be absolutely great. I mean, Scarlet Violet's been going for a lot of years now, but it's kind of run its course. I wish it was more like Legends Arceus. I really do. The next Legends game looks great, but it looks very sort of contained in one city, very sort of flat 2D effects. But it looks fun. It's a fun Pokemon game, right? I think we've got to respect the fact that it's a kids game as well, right? So let's not overcomplicate it as adults, guys. Let's not overcomplicate it. It's a kids game, Pokemon. We can enjoy kids games too. Yeah. So that game next year will be great. It's probably going to be out the same sort of time as now next year. So yeah, that'll be great. We've also got lots of non-Pokemon related good things. I mean, I'm super excited for the Star Trek set that's coming out this time next year, and we've also got even now we've got new Gundam sets coming out. So Gundam, so their second series is coming out in the next few weeks. That'll be great. They're releasing a new purple color for those who are involved, so that'll be good. We have Star Wars Unlimited Secrets of Power coming out in a few weeks, so that'll be amazing too. Some nice cards. They are diving into Knights of the Old Republic cards in Star Wars Unlimited. So yeah, that'll be great. I've already the current one, Legends of the Force. I've got Darth Revan and Malik in the deck. I mean, I never thought I'd be playing a game with Revan and Malik in my card deck. So that's absolutely amazing, and that is really really fun. So yeah, and we've been playing every week. So other news with regards to TCG. So every Monday in Northumbrian Tin Soldier, I run a kind of like a mini sort of tournament event, and there's usually sort of between 4 and 8 of us sort of turn up to this particular event, and I've won the first couple. And I didn't want to keep winning, so I thought I mix my decks up. I'd also have some fun. And there was a guy with a really crazy Mandalorian deck, and he actually won. Gone. So a guy called William won. So yeah, he did really really good. So I need to update the trophy. We've got a giant card with the high ground written on, and that card itself is the trophy. I'm gonna print off. I need to print off the dates of the wins and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, that'll be absolutely fun. Uh, um, but the new set's coming out. Loads of card games, loads of TCGs. It just feels a bit overwhelming sometimes. It feels really overwhelming with the amount of TCGs coming out. The card printing factories around the world for TCGs are absolutely going crazy. Uh, One Piece. I've opened up loads of One Piece over the last few weeks. Very very pretty cards, amazing cards. But again, it's another TCG. There's just so many TCGs out there. It's just mind blowing. So find the one you love. Find the one you can really really jump onto. I'm gonna say hi there to DM. Hello hello. Find the one you love. It's really 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 good fun, and just enjoy it. I mean, Magic the Gathering. I keep opening Spider-Man stuff. I know the card values are going through the floor, but it's a really really nice one to open. And you could get a Soul Stone. There could be a really really pretty Soul Stone card. I'm pulling Eddie Brock Venom cards, which are like hundreds of pounds each. So yeah, that's the fun side to it too. Well, we're coming to the end of the podcast. So yeah, I'm gonna have to end soon. I don't really want to because you guys are kind of fun just to chat to. I think it's a bit of a more windy, damp, darker morning, so you guys are probably all just tucked up in bed still, snuggling into your meows, snuggling into your plushies, and all of that good stuff at this time in the morning. But I have to get ready for the Time Out day ahead, and I hope I see you guys come down. I hope you guys are going to tune into the MimiQA podcast. I mean, obviously, I'm shouting out on a podcast, on a podcast about the podcast. But for those of you watching on TikTok, please come and join us for the previous 7 episodes. I know episode 7 is not out yet, but it will be very, very soon. But I hope you have a really amazing day. I hope for all of you listening out in podcast world that you keep listening, and thank you so much for being here. It's such an amazing opportunity for me to be straight into your ears. So thank you very much for that. Now, I hope that the next releases that are coming up over the next few weeks, I hope they're really kind to you, and I hope you have a sensible time and you're able to open up as much of the stuff as you like. But when the fun stops, stop. You should never always just do Pokemon for the Pokemon. You know, you really just do have to take care of yourselves. So be careful out there. Enjoy. And in the podcast world, I think I will tune out now. So I hope you've had a really good time on the podcast, and I will absolutely talk to you soon. So thank you, podcast.